All right. It's probably going to take a few seconds for that to kick in, but we are going live, Sean. This is now our second first official. We are stumbling through all of the things OBS and what it takes to get live streams going. Um, we've done 5 today, I think, just to check our audio, and
Yeah. Yep.
at least 5.
Luckily, we have one of our colleagues, Liz, with Pixel over at Pixel Pusher, has been popping in and saying, "Hey, you guys are echoing," and "Hey, I can't hear you." So she's been really, really helpful.
Yes.
It's
Yeah, super.
uh,
So, Liz, please chime in and let us know
it,
if we're still jacked up.
what's that saying? It takes a community,
To
something
raise a
like that.
child.
Yeah,
Right now, I
yeah.
feel like a child.
It takes a community to raise a live stream.
Yes. It takes a community to raise a midlifer. All right. Okay, so brilliant directories, and we're gonna. This is the second time we're doing this, by the way. So we're refining the way that we discuss some of this information. But I've got a website on brilliant directories, loghome.net. I also have another website called Main Vacations, mainvacations.com, and that one is on eDirectory. And in particular, I'd like to dive into the import feature, do a little comparison about the difference between this. I've talked about it in another video, but Sean, I think it's good to like think through it together, like all of the little pieces that go into trying to import people into your no walls here. We're just important people.
We're just important people.
Just important people.
It's like Star Trek. We're zapping people
Yep.
in.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the Google and I'll share my screen. Oh, let's see if I can share it on Skype for you, Sean, so that you can watch in real time. So.
Yeah, I actually pulled up my loghome.net browser that I have
Oh, cool.
also, just to see. I'm not logged into the back end. Yeah, I am. It's kicked me out, which makes sense. I haven't been in a while.
All right.
So
Can you see my screen in Skype now?
I can.
There we go.
Yeah.
We solved a
Yeah.
problem
I can see
solved.
it.
So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to do a site search to just kind of demonstrate. So if I do site loghome.net and I hit Google search here. Oh, I got to share. I got to share to the peoples. There we go. Sorry, guys. Everybody out there.
To the
peoples.
To
the one
to
person
the YouTube
that might
world.
watch this video. Our first live stream. That's official. But that's also our second of the day. Okay.
Yeah.
So if I do this search this way, site : loghome.net, you're going to see that there's a bunch of pages here that show up. Now, here's the problem. Like, okay, so if I do site, let's do main vacations. Let me demonstrate. Mainvacations.com. There's going to be a lot of pages here because this has been out there for years and it's been indexed for a long time. And we got cabin rentals, Tom. So if I hit, let's do Cushman's Beach, Phipsburg. Okay. Now, this is an import. And you look at how sparse it looks.
Wow.
Okay. So
Okay.
this is just not very good information. If they hit I want to learn more, it's going to pull up the and it's showing them on the map. And basically that's it. Because it's so complicated to pull in when you're doing an import. We'll talk about the process in just a second, but it's very complicated to make all the little pieces work. Well, let's just jump right into that. Let me show you what it would look like if we were going to try and do an import.
And for context, everybody, Main Vacations is on eDirectories.
That's right. This is on eDirectory.
And so we're doing this right now for context. It's almost like a comparison. In a minute, he's going to flip over and he's going to give you an idea of just what this looks like. Same basic idea on loghome.net, which is on Brilliant Directories.
Right. So, yeah, further context. Let's give a little bit deeper context. Let's pull up loghome.net. So this is loghome.net. I love the way
Hmm.
that the site comes up, these videos and all of this. I went in and themed this, but connect with an expert
Yep. Yep.
today. And I'm trying to follow a lot of Donald Miller stuff as far as building a website. And if you want to learn more about that, Sean's got a lot of stuff out there already about this. You can look at the channel. Um, but you've got all of this on here. I want to start the whole idea between Donald Miller stuff, drive them to the call to action, start my log home dream, which is really where I'm trying to get them to get to, fill out a form, and it puts a lead in the system and my listing, my members, all of these log home businesses across the country can pick up those leads and even pay for them. So
Hmm.
that's this. Now let me show in comparison main vacations.
And this again is
Yep.
Brilliant
So now let's go.
Directories, and then Main
That's right.
Vacations.
So this is eDirectory.
Yep. Yep.
And this took a long time to get this themed the way this one is themed. Um, but this is main vacations.
Yep.
So here are some of the
Which
listings.
still looks great.
Yeah,
So we're not
it
here
looks pretty good.
to bag on e-directories at all. It's just we're looking at, we really want to look at
The back
the
end.
two and compare
Yeah.
just the back end.
So now if I go into Site Manager on this is still eDirectory, eDirectory,
Hmm.
mainvacations.com. If I go to content and go to import, then the and go say I want to import listings. These would be the members, right?
Hmm.
I have to download this template file, and then I still have to figure out a way how I'm going to get data into the template file. And Sean, I've mentioned this to you before. The process here is technical.
Now, does Brilliant Directories have the same feature? Well, I'm looking at this browse and for the FTP upload folder. Um, and I don't know about you guys. I mean, I've done some FTP work and working with FTP before, but still, it's a whole nother kind of like learning curve
Yeah, and I'll be honest.
with
I
that.
sure hope that's not just a plain FTP server sitting out here because FTP is very insecure. um, I would not want to log into an FTP server. This is technical. This is that's more on the technical side of things. But anyway, um, so you have to download this template file, and then you have to do some adjusting. And I don't have that shared on my screen, but you got to get data from somewhere. So you got to go to Outscraper. I've talked about Outscraper before. If you
Hmm.
look up
Yep.
Outscraper video, you can find that. I actually walk through the process of getting some data from Outscraper and getting it imported into main vacations. And I think it might have been the hiking trails one. If I go back to import,
Uh-huh.
there's this file here, hiking trails. So 4th of July, 423 trails. So those are all on mainvacations.com. And if I
Okay.
go type in, if I go up here and let's just type in hiking, hiking areas, I guess is what I put it in. Then we're going to have a lot of these with no picture, bait hole,
Hmm.
hiking trail. Click it, and it's sparse. Because
Yeah.
to get long descriptions takes time. And I don't want to go in every
Hmm.
listing. I don't want to click a chat GPT AI icon on every single page and figure out what I'm going to put on that page. It's too time consuming. It doesn't scale.
What I just I'm thinking about that when pulled that up. It was 423 listings,
Mm-hmm.
correct? That's a lot of
It
work
is. Yeah.
to go in
So
there.
if I went into the site manager, see, I could go to one of those listings.
Hmm.
Let's find one of those hiking ones.
Pike Hill hiking or something like that. Pike Hill
Is
Trail
that what's
is what's coming to
bait
mind. I don't know
bait
if that was
hole?
one of them
Oh,
or not
that
of them.
might be. Let's try bait hole. Search for that. Here it is. So if I click on this and I click edit, I can go down here and I can go to the AI auto suggest, and it's gonna put some information in
Okay.
there. And I can do AI auto suggest keywords, and I can come down
Hmm.
here and I gotta do where is it?
Now on eDirectories, is this an extra charge to use this AI auto request, or is this
It
part of
is a
eDirectories?
monthly. There's a monthly fee for using ChatGPT. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I was just
So
wondering about that.
yeah.
So you'd have a monthly fee, and then of course with this type of thing, you'd probably want a virtual assistant doing this kind of
Oh
stuff
yeah,
for
you
you
don't
if you
want
were
to do
using
this. Who
eDirectory.
wants to do this? Nobody wants
Yeah.
to do this. So that's what it took to get the SEO and everything was to open that one up. Now imagine, so it only took a minute, but imagine you got to do that 400 and some time.
423
You know,
times.
that's, you know, if you got it honed in that you can nail these down for about a minute per each, you're still talking 8 hours worth of work.
Hmm.
So okay, so now let's compare. I'm going to come over to Log Home Network, and I went into business data and I added import credits. I added 5,000 import credits. And right now they've got a deal. It's savings 50 is the code, all caps, savings 50. It saves you 50% off. So normally that would have been $450, but it only costs 225. So
Cool. Is there an expiration on that
I don't know. I don't think so.
code, or do you
No, I
know?
don't think there is.
Hmm. Okay. Very
So
cool.
now I'm going to say, okay, I want to do an import. Okay, so the whole purpose I showed you the Google a while back, right? So you could
Hmm.
see how few listings were showing up in Google, right? Because I didn't have too many
Yep.
listings and I wasn't getting indexed properly and stuff. So I fixed that. I got the
Yeah.
sitemap in my search console. You can go into Google and you can adjust your search console. And if you're not familiar with that process, it's really not that hard. You got to you got to show that you're the owner of the site, and you've got to get a sitemap, and you've got to tell it where the URL is to the sitemap, and you got to put that in there. But after you get that done, then and I can show you, like if I go to Toolbox right here and go to Sitemap Generator.
That was going to be my next
Yeah.
question. That's cool.
So I can say Generate Sitemap,
Hmm.
and it pops up here, and boom, look at all of the URLs it's pulling. Um, write a review, search results, profession name, service name. I mean, it's going through and it is creating a file that is going to have a ton of information in it for Google to crawl. Okay, so it's doing this all in the background. It's
Nice.
done. Close window. Now, if I copy that sitemap to clipboard and we actually wanted to see what it looked like, then I'll go over here. I'll paste that here. And all of this information here is going to lead to more pages and crawl stuff that it can crawl. So this is going to should yield a lot of information to the crawlers now that sitemap is
Very cool.
working. Okay, so um, I in this directory listing service for loghome.net, we've talked about this a little bit, Sean. Like you talked about one for
Hmm.
Battleground, Washington,
Yep. Yep.
and that you go into forums and you kind of get connected with people. You said you got a windshield replaced in your car by.
Yeah. A couple years ago, my windshield had a small crack that ended up being a bigger crack, and I needed a new windshield. And I just go into one of our local Facebook groups for where I live, Battleground, Washington. And I don't think I asked because I know enough to go and search the group without having to ask to see if it was a previous question. And I just searched windshield repair, and all of the previous posts came up with these are the people that I uh, would use and recommend. And I get kind of obsessive compulsive. I'll do this for my landlord who's like looking for a new plumber, and I'll go into the group and I'll pull in all of the different people that came up as a recommendation, and then I would make a spreadsheet, and then I would put in how many times their name was
Mm.
recommended. And then I pull it, bring it over to her and say, okay,
Wow.
here's the list of plumbers that came up in the group, and here's how many times each one was recommended. And I'm saying this because how cool would it be to go into that group and say, hey, for all of you that are looking for a plumber or looking for a landscaper, we have a new directory
Yeah.
for you. Uh, Here's the link to
S-
it. You know,
So let's do it and let's see what how the results compare to what we just saw with eDirectory. Let's actually go and do that landscape example. Um, I've already done one for Washington, but let me do one
mhm.
for North Carolina maybe. I'm in North Carolina and Sean's in Washington. So if I go to oh, I gotta close my
I was just thinking you could do it for main vacations as well, but or log. Well, we're on log homes. Never mind.
yeah.
Yeah,
So if I go to where is it? Oh, members business data, my members business data, and I've got 4,300 credits here still remaining. And I'm going to say, actually, I can still do Washington State because I think I only did a few, right?
I thought you did like five just as a
Yeah.
test.
So I'm going to do landscaper. And here's the options that I get. Do I want it to be a precise max match? Can't speak. New words, mouth. Landscaper. So if I want to match landscaper, then that's what I want to do. Now, landscaper is probably going to match anyway. But like log
Yep.
home, if I did log home builder is on this list too. Oh,
Hmm.
my computer is struggling.
So Dana's got his Windows loaded up on a laptop, and every now and then you might see some smoke come into the screen.
I don't have a do I have a smoke detector?
An older laptop, and
Yeah.
yeah, and if we're looking like we're a little bit giddy, this is like our fourth or fifth kind of try with this. Now, the second one for the longer video, but we've been at this for a
Yeah,
while
right.
now.
We've been going for a little bit. So if I did log home builder and I said exact match, primary category match, right? So it's going to focus on this. Log home builder has got to be part of what they do. If I
Okay.
say related, broader search match, it might be log home that gets matched, but it might be a log home rental, a log cabin rental. So
Log home
that's the
realtor.
difference that you're going to get here with this selecting the category. So let me go back to landscaper now. Landscaper, and I'm gonna say Washington.
Yeah, last time we tried this, everybody, we did try Battleground Washington. We're not super small anymore. We have grown a little bit, but still, last time we tried this, no,
Yeah,
no
so a
results
negative
came up.
number came up as a negative number. um, so I've got Washington State in here, and this is what it's going to pull in: email address, phone number, website URL, and here's an option to say I only want to pull stuff in that's been updated in the last 30 days, which would might be really good if you
Ooh,
really want to get stuff that's like that these businesses are active, but might
yeah.
be bad if there's so few businesses that you have to, you might lose some. But let's see what happens. So
Mhm.
I'm going to do search for records. It says it's got 92 records here. Well, that's cool. I'm going to say I only want 5 and continue to import. And now I have options. So I'm going to say for these guys, I want them to be on the starter plan free. And down here, what I'm going to add is landscaping as the category. I can also create a tag automatically. It automatically comes up with based off of the search. So it says find landscaper five. landscaper in Washington, USA. So that was the limit. I did 5. And now I can say import records now.
Cool.
Yes, continue. And view import progress. So we could see the last time it was here. These were the last 5 I pulled in. And so now it's pulling them in. Now there's something magic going on behind the scenes, Sean, that just blows eDirectory away. So it's pulling these in. And we say, oh, I really don't want to have to do a lot of manual creation. So while it's pulling these in, I'm going to show you what it's going to do. I'm going to come over here to...
Looks like it just completed.
Yeah, oh, wow. Task complete. Well, I guess we can view that one then. So now I can view it. Now I pulled these guys in, and I have one that doesn't have a logo, and I always like to show them with a graphic, and I don't want the hassle of going through and finding graphics for. So I'm going to demote this guy down to one that's not going to show up in the search. So I just selected him, and I have a membership plan already established that doesn't show up in the search. So I'm going to select that plan. It's this contact sharing free, not a public listing, I think is what it says cut off there. But so that guy's not going to show up in the search. Okay. So now let's go find one of these businesses. Combined those two into one. Okay, so this guy's on a contact sharing to Walmart. I didn't want to show them.
There's the Walmart again.
And so that one is contact sharing. Okay, cool. All right. So now I'm looking for that member tag 5. And because the other one was 5 as well, it actually showed up with the same member tag. So they all came over like on the same list, that's fine.
Yeah.
So let's say Allscapes, right? Now, you guys know I haven't imported this. It wasn't on the list before. It just showed up in the list, right? So this is the first time that I'm looking at it on the website.
Yeah, we've never looked at this at all. We have no idea what was going to open up at this point.
Right. And I don't even know if this is indexed on search yet, but let's see if it is. I'm going to do Allscapes. I'm going to go here, go to the home page, and I'm going to type in Allscapes.
That'd be cool.
Boom.
If it's already there.
Look at that. It's already there.
Yeah, there it is. It's already there.
Now,
Allscapes Northwest.
Here's the kicker. Click this guy and look at all the information it already put in here for me. That just blows my mind.
We were just talking about the 423 listings that he had over at eDirectories and about all the work that you would either have to do or hire a VA to do. And look at this. It's done.
It's done.
No extra work.
Now I can basically reach out to let's go one step further, because it's not just good enough for me to look at this and see this text. Because the first question that I ask is, but this has been scraped. This is duplicate text. It already exists somewhere, blah, 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 right? So let's take a portion of this text and copy it. And let's come out here to the Googles. And let's see. I'm going to do quote sign, and I'm going to put it in quotes to see if this exists anywhere else already. Now, Allscapes came up, but this text, as it stands on the site, is not being used. Okay, so it found this sponsored thing here, but this text is not being used, which means that this is going to be new SEO material for the search engine to crawl, which is going to make a huge difference for all of these imports that I'm doing. Which that blows my mind. And this already works, so they could fill out this form, and whatever that email is that they put on file, That's the email address that's gonna. If somebody fills out this lead form, they're gonna get a lead, and it's gonna say, "Hey, lead came in through loghome.net," and this
And
company's gonna be like, "What? I didn't even know that existed."
I love how quickly you imported that and how quickly it was available. On some of the sites I work on, you do some stuff and and it could take a couple hours before everything's updated. And of course, I'm talking more like DNS type stuff, but still, that's pretty impressive that it's just there
Yeah.
live like that
One
immediately.
criticism I do have, and hopefully they'll fix it, is look at the phone number. It's
Yeah.
it's kind of ran in the +1, which is US, to the
Hmm.
425. I'd rather see +1 dash or +1 and then parentheses around 425. But hey,
I agree.
it's but look at
It's
the amount of information that I did not have to. Oh, and if these guys, yeah, I think I could show you this them on the back end without. It's not going to reveal any personal information for them. So let me actually go and log in to them. I'm going to say log in as member. So this is what they would see if they were going to log in, and they'd be able to go in here and get their listing stuff updated and everything. Um,
Now more than likely anybody who's watching this, you know, I say anybody, but chances are you're probably familiar with Brilliant Directories and how these directories work. But when he says
I'm saying
they
Allscapes
is the
Northwest. Yeah,
company.
yeah,
Okay. And so Allscapes Northwest, the people who run that business can come in here and say, that's our business. This is our
yeah.
listing. And the whole beauty of the whole kind of, what's what I'm looking for uh, design of this is so that somebody like me can come along and say, I'm looking for a landscaper and I can go to loghome.net. I'm looking for a landscaper for my log home and I can search for it and go, oh, I want to get a hold of these Allscape people. And then if I put in my information that I'd like, information from them, at that point, they're contacted to say, hey, you have a new
Mm,
lead.
that's right.
You know,
So I can go to basic information here, and I don't know if it'll be here on this one or not. Website came in. I think if they have socials, I think it'll automatically populate. That's what I was going to look to see.
okay.
Um, maybe it doesn't auto populate that, but I mean, it got me so much further. It's not 100%. It might be at least 50% where where eDirectory took me to about 5%. So I know that sounds pretty harsh, eDirectory. But fix your import, make it better. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. And I don't know. I would say it's probably a lot more than 50% for Brilliant
It
Directories too.
probably
They've
is,
brought in
but I
a
mean,
lot of stuff.
but see, like you still got to go in and add more pictures and things like that. But anyway, I'm gonna,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna come back to you and me on the live stream here. Um, so all of that to just kind of like be an encouragement to y'all. Um, if you're interested in Brilliant Directories, by the way, we are affiliates. I'm sure Sean is going to go in and he's going to paste the information in the description down below that we have on the other videos. But if you use zero to income, all caps, if you go to our affiliate link and you use that, you're going to get 30% off of Brilliant Directories. Um, and I would say if you're really like you're ready to fire up and you're ready to do a directory, go on and get yourself a what the trial. I think it's either 2 weeks or it's 30 days. Use our link and you can go get yourself the trial, and you could start messing around with it. And loghome.net, use that as an example. I built that site in about 2 weeks.
Wow.
So I'm technical, but it was my first time in the platform, and it took about 2 weeks to get that online. So, kind of gives you an idea.
Now, the other thing that I want to bring up also, that, again, this is a kind of a repeat of the last live that we did, but is just also something to keep in mind with Brilliant Directories is they're kind of learning back end. They got a lot of how-to videos and things like that. They're very, very active. Support is amazing with
Yeah.
Brilliant Directories. updates. They're always updating this. They've got like a community call every Wednesday that people can just show up to. Um, Again, just always updating it, and the quality of their videos and hey, how do I do this? And you go into like their learning center. I was blown away by what I was seeing when I was playing around with Brilliant Directories. So I think you're going to be, if you decide to check them out, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised
Yeah.
with what you
Yeah.
find.
And I would, I've got videos out there that do some more comparisons. You can check out that stuff if you're like kind of on the fence, you don't know. Here's the thing: do your research. Do your research. Do your research. Get out there. Look at eDirectory. Get out there. Look at Ideal directories. Look at Brilliant directories. Do some comparison in your own for what you're going to need to get out of the system. In a nutshell, I would say eDirectory is got a much simpler interface, a lot less options. So if you're really basic, then eDirectory might be for you. But I
Mm-hmm.
would always look down the road, be thinking down the road, because with main vacations right now and Brilliant Directories, if you're listening to me and want to give me a credit so I can move main vacations, I just don't want to feel like I've lost money in buying a license for eDirectory on main
Yeah.
vacations.
Yeah.
But I would move that one in a heartbeat over to Brilliant Directories. And I wish I'd done my research because I think I would have been a lot more satisfied with not having to manually go through this process of these imports and spend a lot of time and energy on that. If you've got a small site and you're not worried about importing data and you just don't think that you're ever going to have more than a very small niche of businesses that you're going to serve, then
Maybe you're just focused on Battleground
maybe you're just
Washington.
focused on Battleground Washington and you can find one of these platforms and get a super good deal on it. And you're just like, oh man, I can't resist that. I'm going to do it. Then you got to do what you got to do, but you get to get your site online.
Yeah.
Then you can figure
Yeah.
out how to get all the pieces working the way you want. But the thing is, down the road, you don't want to look in the rear view mirror and say, oh, I'm so developed into this. I wished I'd researched things a little bit better and thought about all of the implications. And I think that is where Brilliant Directories really stands head and shoulders above the competition, is the amount of plugins that they offer. Like I can sell leads on
Mm-hmm.
on Brilliant Directories on loghome.net. I can't sell leads. There's no way to do it in eDirectory. So if I want to do shared leads and sell them that way, I can't do that. I can sell leads like specifically if they fill out the form on somebody's page, I can sell them that lead, but I can't share that lead across more businesses. So all of that I find constraining, where I just didn't.
Mm-hmm. And this is on eDirectory or
eDirectory, you can, like, if you go to eDirectory, um, let me, I'll pull up my screen one more time.
and again,
So,
when you're talking about selling leads, that's kind of what I was bringing up a little bit
yeah,
earlier, everybody, and that is where, somebody comes in like me saying, "Hey, I need landscaping." They're contacted to say, "Hey, you have a lead. Are you interested in it?" And in
right.
order for them to access that lead, they can say, "Yeah, I'm interested. Here, I'll give you, $15 for the lead or
Right.
whatever." You can set that up.
So here I just pulled up one of the listings, and if I say I want to learn more, and by the way, there's the lead form doesn't show up by default on the page, which is super annoying to me. I think eDirectory needs to fix that. I think it actually might
Mm-hmm.
even be on their pipeline to fix. But so if I hit I want to
Mm-hmm.
learn more, I can fill out this form. Actually, I think it's got it. No. So I want to learn more. I can fill out this form, and it sends them an email. I can make them pay for this as unlock it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let's say I wanted on my homepage to have a form, or even if I wanted to allow that lead to be shared, even if they filled it out on one person's page, to be shared with some others where they could buy it. I can't
Oh
I can't do
wow.
that on
Yeah.
this platform. I can't even set up a form here that will share it and let people buy it. But on loghome.net on Brilliant Directories, if I fill out, or if I go anywhere to fill out this get connected with an expert, if I fill out this anywhere, I can
Mm-hmm.
I can say that is a shared lead, and depending on their
Mm-hmm.
plan, they have to pay a
Mm-hmm.
different amount of money per that lead, and I can tell that lead to only go out to like 5 businesses within a certain circumference.
Okay.
So that's huge.
Yeah.
And I can also say, and I don't have this turned on right now, but let's say um, I want if somebody fills out this lead to Cozy Cabins, I can give them that lead for free and have make other people pay for that lead.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
A lot more ways to really to monetize this,
yes.
and to I think a lot more ways to add value to the people who have their businesses listed on your directory.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to go get something to eat, Sean. It's been a long day.
Sounds good. Yeah, yeah, it has been a long
So
day. I think we're getting things dialed in here, folks, with our live streams. You're probably going to be seeing us a lot more. We've had a lot of help from, again, our colleague Liz, who's just been really instrumental in troubleshooting all the little tech gremlins that we've been
yeah.
fighting here. But we got these live streams slowly but surely getting kind of dialed in as far as the technology involved, and so you'll be seeing more of us. But this Brilliant Directories, again, we really want to go over that, and it's something that Dana's been using again for loghome.net, and it's awesome.
Yep. Yep. It is. New graphics card coming for my primary PC, so my laptop doesn't smoke next time. So that'll be taken care of. All right, Sean. Thank you
Cool.
so much for
Get
hopping
some dinner.
on with me and
Absolutely.
yeah. So and I hope that if you have any questions about Brilliant Directories, please comment. We'd love to hear from you. We love to build solutions for you that we hear. And I know Sean's done that. I've done that when people have